JSON, track, Virginia International Raceway full course. Car, mixed multi-class, GT4 TCR MX5 Mustang GR86. Cues, time 0, text, we are green. Lights out at VIR for this week 13 mixed sedan madness. Look at this field, GT4s, TCR cars, MX5s, Mustangs, GR86s, everything but the kitchen sink funneling into turn 1. Sawyer Lucas, our featured driver number 18, starting from the back of this 20-plus car grid. That is a lot of metal to work through. Sweeping through the S-curves now on lap 1, and the field is already stretching out. Peace Award has grabbed the early lead with E. Siebel slotting into second. Lucas is going to have his work cut out for him. Starting at the tail end of this mixed-class field means navigating some very different closing speeds. Text jumping on board with Dean Russell in the number 40 car now. Michelin braking markers coming up on the right. Stevenson has taken over the lead from Soward with Hancock up to second. The field is still sorting itself out through these first few corners at VIR. Text, Russell into lap 2 now, tucked behind a battery-tender MX5 through the paddock section. You can see the red barn buildings of VIR, beautiful facility. The mid-pack is still bunched up tight, and in a multi-class race like this, that's where things get spicy. Time 59. Oh, here we go. Lap 14. And look at this battle around Sawyer Lucas, a BMW M4 GT4 leading a pack that includes an MX5, a Challenger, and a Honda Civic TCR. 4 different car classes all fighting through the same corner. This is what Week 13 is all about, folks. 74. Text, on board with Leonardo Faria now on lap 17, approaching the Lensboss Bridge. Stevenson still leads, Hancock still in second. Those two have been rock solid at the front. But the real entertainment is this midfield chaos with all these different car types trying to coexist. Time 89. Text, Patrice Sorant in the number 12 running around 5th, looking clean through the clubhouse section at VIR. Got a couple cars ahead, taking smart lines. In a race with this many classes, sometimes the best strategy is patience. Pick your moments. Time 104. Tex Sorant still pushing through the lodge area, that distinctive VR architecture sliding past the right side window. Keeping the car tidy, maintaining position. The race has really settled into its rhythm now. Whoa, look at this group around Patrick Hingston. We've got an Audi RS3 TCR, a BMW M4 GT4, a GR86, a purple car, 6-7 cars all within a few car lengths. That is tight. Possible contact in there too. You just can't give these cars that kind of proximity without something rubbing. Time 134. Text, Evan Campbell on board now, and it is 3 wide to the Motul braking zone. A white GR86 on the left, dark GR86 dead ahead, another car on the right. Green gloves gripping that wheel tight. That takes some serious commitment in a mixed-class field. And here's the replay of the lap 1 chaos. 15-plus cars streaming uphill at VIR in a massive pack. MX-5s, GR86s, BMWs, TCR cars all stacked together. Honestly, it's a miracle if everyone gets through that clean. Purple number 11 on the right, looking aggressive. Time 164. Text, Campbell stalking that red Mercedes-AMG GT number 10 with the IWC sponsorship. Purple car to the right, water tower in the background. The different speed profiles of these cars make every corner a negotiation. The GT4 brakes later, the MX-5 carries more corner speed. Text, beautiful, bird's eye view now, the entire field of 20-plus cars streaming past the Motul banners. You can see dust clouds where someone's gotten into the kitty litter at the top. Chris Treiber in the number 10 somewhere in the thick of it. The full width of the track is being used, and then some. Text, ooh, the purple number 12 of Sorant and the green and yellow number 6 of Ian Rebello going door to door. Those TCR cars are close, dangerously close. 9 minutes remaining on the clock, and the battles are only intensifying. Time 224. Text, dropping into Caden Guidry's MX-5 cockpit now. Lap 1, 146 clicks on the speedo, that blue Mazda steering wheel, and a tan MX-5 dead ahead. R. Rizzo showing as INT on the board. Looks like someone's already had an incident. Week 13 claims its first victim. Text 3 wide again for Gidry. Tan MX5 to the left, purple and green GR86 ahead on the right. These guys are still sorting out positions after the start. In an MX5, you've got to be so precise with your lines because you just don't have the power to recover from a bad exit. Time 2:54. Text. Wagner Miranda's cockpit now. Packed midfield battle into a right-hander. Green, gray, purple, yellow, red. It looks like a bag of Skittles going through this corner. 6 different car types, all jostling for the same piece of tarmac. Time 269. Text. External shot now, and you can see just how tight it is. GR86, a purple car, yellow Civic, tan MX5, all threading between the tire barriers. There is not enough room for all of these cars. Someone's going to have to blink first. Text. Tomoya Goodwin in the number 16 running mid-pack around P7 to P10, following a red GR86 with a yellow MX5 alongside. A proper train of cars through this wooded section of VR. The trees close in here, and it really narrows your focus. Time 299. Text. Goodwin's black number 16 following the red and white GR86 through what looks like the oak tree turn area. Prominent yellow and green curbing. The field is starting to spread out a little now, but these class battles are keeping things interesting through the pack. Time 3:14. Text. Back with Guidry in the MX5, 194 clicks on the straight. That's about as fast as these little Miatas go. Red car and purple car in the distance, all green on the dash, all systems go. Running in the lower mid-pack, but keeping it clean. 329. Text. Sorent's cockpit view now, lap 4. Blue Hyundai Elantra N dead ahead with the big N logo. Red Superstyle car to the left. 5 or 6 cars all within touching distance. The TCR class battle is absolutely raging through here. Time 344. Now look at this. A pink Mustang, a blue and red Mustang, a tan MX5, all going at it near the grandstands. John Lingle's area of the track. Michelin banner overhead. The Mustangs are so much bigger than the Miatas. It's like watching SUVs race alongside go-karts. Time 4:19. Text. Connor Henry in the tan MX5 running around 18th on lap 2. Purple car sliding past on the left. That's just the reality when you're in a Miata and faster class cars come through. You've got to give room and try not to lose too much momentum. 4:34. Text. Ian Rebello on board now, midfield runner, approaching a right-hander with those numbered distance markers counting down on the right. Purple car ahead in the middle distance. This is where racecraft matters. Reading the closing speeds, knowing when to commit. Time 49. Text. 3 wide at Veer. Sorent's purple Civic TCR in the center, green and yellow TCR car on the left, blue and pink. Porsche Cayman GT4 on the right, near the spectator grandstands too. The fans are getting their money's worth. GT4 versus TCR, door to door. Time 4:64. Text. Clean side profile of Sorent's number 12 Honda Civic Type R TCR, that dark purple livery with the yellow accent on the roof. Running around P11 on lap 2, crossing what looks like the pit entry. A moment of breathing room before the next battle. Time 4:79. Text. And the breathing room is over. That blue and pink Cayman GT4 leads a pack through the S-curves with Sorent's Civic, a silver car, and a yellow-green TCR car all nose to tail. 5 cars within a few car lengths through the trees. This is brilliant multi-class racing. Time 4:94. Text. Chris Treiber on board now, running around P5 on lap 3, approaching the Leith Cars billboard section. The top 5 have some decent pace. Treiber's been a solid performer all race, keeping the car out of trouble while the chaos unfolds behind. Time 509. Text. Spectacular elevated shot. A whole train of cars through the downhill S's. Aston Martin leading, Porsche Cayman, Sorent's Civic, a GT4 car, and more trailing behind. 6 cars through the chicane, all using every inch of those orange cones and curbs. VR's elevation changes make this section absolutely epic. Text. Sorent's purple Civic now battling the blue and pink Cayman through the wooded section. Tire barriers on the inside, pine trees in the background. TCR versus GT4. The Civic is nimbler, but that Cayman has the grunt. Different weapons, same piece of road. Time 5:39. Text. DRS indicator showing on Sorent's dash, trailing that blue Mora-branded Porsche 718 Cayman GT4 through a fast section. Red car visible further ahead. He's measuring this up, looking for the right moment to pounce. The draft could be everything here. Time 5:54. Text. Sorant now right on the tail of two cars, the Cayman and a red number 10, running super close through the pine tree corridor. This is looking like a setup for an overtake. The slipstream through these straighter sections could give the TCR car just enough to get alongside. Time 5:69. Text. Clean shot of Sorant's Civic. Number 12 on the door, yellow roof accent, catch fencing in the background. Sometimes you just have to appreciate how good these touring cars look at speed. Lap 3 coming to a close. Text. Sorant still chasing from the rear view now. A pack of touring cars through a sweeping right-hander. Green and yellow car pressing from behind. Lap 4 and the midfield is still tightly packed. Nobody's able to break away from this group. 644. Text. Chris Treiber on board with the roof cam, approaching Motul corner all by himself. Running P4 or P5 on lap 4, in clean air for once. Sometimes the best laps come when you're out of traffic and can just focus on hitting your marks. Text. Treiber through the flowing section now with those elevation changes ahead. Wide track, red and white curbing at the apex. VR's buildings in the distance. Running an isolated 4th or 5th, the gap to the cars ahead is the question now. Text. Tamoya Goodwin's turn following a red AMG GT4 through a tight right-hand hairpin. Tire barriers on the outside, classic VR. Lap 4, about 1:38 remaining. The GT4 machinery looks absolutely planted through these tighter corners. Back to Treiber, and now there's a group. Dark Mercedes AMG leading, blue car, purple car, green-yellow car, all fighting for position down the hill. Sybil has moved up to second on the overall leaderboard. These guys are absolutely going at it. 4 cars nose to tail. Time 704. Text. Treiber's AMG GT4 leading a blue car through a sweeping left-hander, less than a car length apart. The pressure is on. Lap 5 now, about a minute remaining. This has turned into a proper wheel-to-wheel duel through the banked section. Who's going to crack first? Time 7:19. Text. Ian Rebello's cockpit now. Grandstands visible with spectators behind the catch fencing. Yellow curbing at corner entry, running around P7 on lap 5. Red flags showing on the leaderboard for several drivers, incidents and penalties being handed out. This race is taking its toll. Time 7:34. Text. Treiber on board, going through the sponsor bridge, 4th gear, water temp 90, oil at 93. Running lap 3 of 5, up the hill with no cars in sight ahead. A 4/10 delta showing. He's searching for more time. Sometimes it's just you versus the stopwatch. Time 7:14. Text. Now we're talking. Dean Russell in the number 40, absolutely glued to the back of Treiber's red AMG GT4. That IWC-sponsored Mercedes filling the entire windshield. Oil temp at 101, they're cooking. Lap time 1:55.8, Russell is hunting. 764. Text. Russell still right there on Treiber's bumper through the flowing section past VIR's red farm buildings. Water tower in the distance, 3rd gear, looking for the move. This is a proper last lap battle developing, the Virginia countryside providing the perfect backdrop for this showdown. Time 779. Text. External shot. Treiber's Mercedes leading a 3-car battle down the straight. Blue and pink car right behind, yellow-topped Honda Civic alongside on the right. Side by side. Final moments of lap 5. The barn buildings framing this perfectly. Who's going to come out on top? Time 8:39. Text. Treiber's cockpit now, chasing the number 40, that gorgeous Mosa-liveried Porsche in blue and pink dead ahead. Purple gloves on the wheel, water at 90, oil at 93. About a minute in and he's sizing up the car in front. Another car visible on the right near the Coca-Cola sign. Time 8:54. Text. Hood cam on Treiber, the Mosa Porsche visible on the right past the red.